Hey everyone, I'm rather incoherent, and today I have what I feel are very clear goals, although they are lofty goals indeed. I really haven't done too much outside of my starting zone. You can see that I've gotten this, I've done everything between my life pod and my base, I've done the Aurora, but I've largely glossed over the other stuff. My goal is to get all the wrecks I've already seen, and more than that, I want to fully explore the safe shallows, the Kelp Forest, and the grassy plateaus, which will be about like this. And I want to hit every wreck in them. I want to be well and truly done with the early game, and in doing so, I'm hoping to pick up the materials I need to build some more base along the way. At the end of this video, I'm hoping that the last early game area left will really be early mid-game. It'll be the Mushroom Forest, it'll be the Jelly Shroom Caves. I want to be well and truly out of the early game at the end of this episode. So, let's start our radio and let's get out there. I suppose let's eat before we go. Oh, that's a lot of Marble Melon seeds, I should plant this.
Well, it's better than the alternatives. We've sent you the coordinates. It'll take us a couple of days to align our orbit. We should be able to establish direct contact with you during that time. Then we're coming in to get you. Cross your fingers the weather holds. And don't leave us waiting. Sunbeam out.
This room that was blank at the end of the last episode was supposed to be my farm room, and I just forgot to make it. Originally, my farm was where this bed is now, and when I realized I couldn't build a bed in this little tube, which is where I'd like to sleep, instead I made a relaxation area, moved the bed here. This is all of our posters, all of our comfy stuff. Eventually we'll have battery and power cell charges here. That's a production area. I'm briefly recapping the base. This is our tragically incomplete resource monitor large screen because, yeah, that's some serious requirements and I'm wasting my time building it, but damn it, I want it. And then over here, this is actually nothing. It's room to grow in the future. I just always want to know where my base is going so that I don't end up having a dead end and having to destroy stuff to move forward. And below this, we have power and storage and, well, why not just show you? That's the easier way, right? Recap the base for anyone who didn't watch the end of last episode. Beyond this point, it's all just lockers to store things. I'll run down here and slam stuff in them until I can upgrade them to Autosorts. We have all of the fauna we found on the islands, a bioreactor fueled by them, not that we really need it, more lockers, reinforcements which are holding as it collapses and fall to the bottom of the ocean. And yeah, it's not amazing, but it's a start. It's the actual base now, it's not just trash. Now, in terms of what we're doing, I think our first goal is to go through these wrecks, and then check out this corner. Actually, that'll be a lot slower. What I want to do is go to the corner first, which would be in this direction, I think, and then cut up through those wrecks to the next location. Let's check and see if I'm actually moving where I think I am. I think I need to angle even further right, which feels sketchy, but I mean, the crag fields aren't really that dangerous. Because, yeah, they're filled with bone sharks, and bone sharks are big, angry assholes. I mean, look at them. Only a mother could love that face. But, all the same, bone sharks, while they are threatening, are mostly a nuisance if you're in a sea moth. Which I am. I'm just gonna leave them in the dust. And yeah, this is going right where we want to go to finish clearing the fog of war. That's a lot of bone shark though, isn't it? The crags are just a bad time. It's alright, their bark is worse than their bite. Actually, that might not be true anymore. Their bark might be appropriately bad for their bite these days. That's just a laser cutter, we've already got one. Oh man, I saw them. That's so many grand gliders. I really like their school wing behavior. Ooh, no. I just realized where I am. Yep, that is Crash Zone. Let's get the fuck out. Let's leave. That was our objective. Clear that section of the map and get away before we get murdered. Just the tentacles of a reefback. We're fine. In fact, he marks the fact that we're largely safe here. My life pod glowing like the sun in the distance. What's up with that? You seem to load in substantially earlier than everything around you and be just mysteriously unaffected by the lights. We've already got Seamoth. We don't really need titanium. We probably should be making a point to try to go into some deeper cave systems around here, because we do need loads and loads of silver and gold, so let's take a brief detour to do that, and we've completely forgotten our original goal of seeing these wrecks. That's fine, we're gonna do gold and silver here, clear up this bit of fog of war. Yeah, I'm a little bit close to the edge. I don't think I'm gonna get grabbed by a Reaper, but that's what I thought the last time I was here when I got grabbed by a Reaper, so I mean... Are we good? Not quite. Need to go a little bit further to clear out the fog. Alright. That'll be the fog cleared. We can look for any caves. There really doesn't appear to be anything particularly deep over here. This is just the area of the kelp next to death. That's all this is. It's the area of the kelp that you shouldn't go to. Alright, cool. Man, I murdered this thing fast, huh? Down to 63% already. Not the laser cutter, I need kind of the opposite of that. Could you not? It's fine. I probably should have ate before I left my base. It's fine, we'll make a point to do a gathering trip and go back early, in which case I probably should start picking up titanium, because as you can tell looking at the base, I've used quite a lot of it. No, it's just a seawall fragment. Takes longer, gives less. I thought it was salvage, but it's still titanium at the end of it. That bleeder had it coming, nothing but happy to see him dead. Or that biter, rather. I always mix them up based on whichever one I interacted with last. But yeah, this is what I'm really here for, silver and gold. I need loads and loads and loads of that. I probably need more table coral as well, actually. Well, if I get the opportunity to, I'll pick some up, but right now, that's not super important. There's gonna be plenty of gathering trips back to the base in this episode. I'm actually surprised at the amount of resources I'm not seeing in this area. I usually think of it as being pretty resource-rich, but it's kind of feeling like trash out here. This is not good. I'm getting something. It's not all bad. I could be doing so much better. Also, I do not appreciate the sand sharks. That is probably a good bet for some sandstone, right? By the way, the drooping stingers, if you don't immediately heal, the poison is so bad it one-shots you with this damage difficulty. Which I kind of appreciate, because before they were just, like, not actually important. Whereas now I am paying so much more attention in games. This feels like I could get hit by a Mesmer here, but I don't think Mesmers live in this particular game. It'll be funny when I die after saying that, but I'm pretty sure it's the truth. And we're doing a lot to deal with our complete lack of silver and gold here. Alright, where the hell is my sea moth? 250 meters that way, but with a sea glide, we're fine to make it back before you drown. This is a very sad wreck. I didn't even process that was the wreck. I honestly didn't even realize that was it. And I'm pretty sure it is. And like I said, easily able to make it back, have time to mine a little bit of stuff, look at a wreck, get accosted by a shark. Yes, I'm right here next to it. We're good. So I'll quickly do a scan around, make sure there's nothing here that I need to care about, which I'm very confident will be the case. But there's only one way to be sure. In fact, I'm reasonably sure that I've done this wreck before and just didn't realize it was a real wreck, so I didn't even bother marking it off the map. Inventory full, that's always a good thing. Wreck marked off, moving on to the next one, and then we'll take all this stuff back to the base, throw it in our lockers, and come back for another go. That sandstone's more important than anything I'm carrying. Toss out my lead. Probably just replacing it with more lead, let's not kid ourselves. Hey, gold! For once, I'm actually happy to see gold because I am somehow short on gold at the minute. Okay, so the next one is over here somewhere. I think this is a giant wreck, if I remember correctly. Oh, it's not giant, it's just reasonably large. Not the wreck I thought it was. Alright, let's swim around, give it a gander. So far, we're not seeing anything interesting on the forest floor, or the sea floor, rather. Very different. What is this? Bioreactor? Who hit me? I actually don't know what hit me. It might have been a tiger plant somewhere. I don't think there's much here we care about, sadly. We do have to actually go inside. That's where the real prizes are anyway, but the outside leaves something to be desired. If I open this one, doesn't look like it. Where is the path end? Oh, it doesn't even require a laser cutter. I just assumed it did. Well, fair enough. It requires a laser cutter as soon as you get inside. Now, what's the scannable thing that's around here? Because I saw the icon popping up. Let's check this out. Ah, it's something I already had. Let's go paper compass. Let down again. And then we drowned ourselves welding underwater. Oh shit, battery charger fragments. I take everything I said back. I love this place. I know the laser cutter is giving me titanium I can't hold. Modification station is very nice. But the reason I'm interested in scanning it is just to get the icon to go away, because then I can tell where I'm actually seeing new things.
30 seconds.
It's fine. You worry too much, computer. Wait, it's not fine. Where the fuck am I? Alright, we got out. We figured it out before we drowned. Okay. Made that a little bit scarier than it needed to be. We can mark this one off. And we've now covered the entire bottom section of the opening biomes. And really the right section too. We just need to do top and left and handle all this stuff in the middle that we've largely ignored up till now. But first, we need to drop off the goods. So I'll see you once I'm actually at a wreck that I haven't done already.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
If my base actually had a view that looked down, it would be a good view, but sadly it just looks out in that direction, which kind of sucks. I'll need to make a huge vertical down passage so that I can actually have a good view somewhere. But that's for much later. I didn't imagine to be here this late in the game, but I do just still need loads and loads of copper. So it's back to the coral caves, and we never really did explore this area. Which is weird. But yeah, in this version of the game, I never actually really came here. So I'll just grab all this now, because I still desperately need copper. I have a mostly full inventory of titanium, copper, and coral at this point. I decided to head over to LifePod 3 because I suspect that this is the one that gives you the compass. And the fact that we're on episode 4 with as much progress as we've made, and we still don't have a compass, is frankly obnoxious to me. And also, I just constantly have to check my map and reorient myself in a way where I wouldn't if I had a compass. So, please tell me that this is the right pod. Tell me there's a little data box in here, and it tells me to make a compass. Thank you. That's all I wanted out of life.
New blueprint.
You really think it'll carry 2 of us?
Your regular Seaglide tows a mass of 80 kilograms at over 30 kilometers an hour. The power cellar rig to this one should double that.
You think there's something out there that's faster?
And that's assuming it doesn't overload 3 meters from the life pod.
You're calm about this.
I'm seeing the engineering problem. If I stop seeing the maths, I'll be terrified.
Even the dialogue in the game that, like, veers away from the satirical nonsense and it's just about people trying to deal with an awful situation they're in, it's all just really well written, and I really enjoyed pretty much every data log you come across in this game. Which is weird for a game to be based so thoroughly on isolation to have good writing. Now, the reason you might have seen Beacon 1 a second ago while I was riding over here is that I dropped it on the other side of the Squirrel Cave. My inventory is simply too full to harvest this one. This is the first time I've ever driven a sea moth through a coral tube. It's just not a thing that usually happens. Usually I harvest those first, and then I never go back to them because they're devoid of resources after I've made the sea moth with those resources. I really like the different spawn points from DeathRun, maybe more than the enemy aggression, just because the game feels different when you have to play from a different location. We have actually harvested enough for the resource monitor to be usable. Hot damn. Needs to load all the stuff, and then it's going to tell us everything in our base, I think. And the coolest part, I can take it from here. That's just amazing. Now, unfortunately, Keen's broadcast is a bit of a hassle for me right now, but I don't really need to use this at the minute anyway. I just wanted to have it built. Now, before I go, it is critically important that I build this stupid compass, because holy shit, I have been so disoriented for so long by not having directions. Alright. A quick check as well before I head back out in the world. What do I actually need to make a prawn suit? Because I legitimately don't know. And I guess I don't need to go to the station above me, I can just pen the blueprint and figure it out from there. Prawn suit needs 2 lead, 2 diamonds, 1 enamel glass, 2 aerogel, and 2 plasteel ingots. So basically, as soon as I go to Commander Keen's spots, I'll be able to deal with all of that. I'm just short the aerogel at the minute, and I can very easily get it if I wanted to. As you can tell, the Sunbeam's arriving in a little while. I'm not really too concerned about that. I'm gonna go stop what I'm doing and just focus on that once 8 minutes hits. That'll be enough time to drop off whatever I'm carrying and get to the mountains. Sea moths are just kind of fast like that. For now, we'll be continuing our quest to get huge numbers of resources, build this stupid base, and just make sure we've done everything in the early game. There are a lot of wrecks still to go. But before I do any of that, let's go harvest this coral tube. Alright, that's all the titanium ripped out of this place. More importantly, all the copper. I don't really care about the titanium. The titanium is a byproduct more than anything else. Let's head down and get this cluster of wrecks to our southeast. And to do that, I just, say they're to the southeast, turn that direction and go now. There's none of this nonsense where I, look at the biomes, orient myself what I think is correctly, start moving, check what biomes I'm seeing, go back to the map, and then I'm like, oh, right, yeah, of course, I should have went up to the top and used the aurora to orient myself like a sensible person. But no, now I just actually know where things are. It's so nice. I say I know where things are, but I immediately just, get lost listening to a crash first kill itself. Oh, it's this! I didn't even process you as a wreck. I've gone here so many times. Yeah, I don't need to look at this. That should have been marked off ages ago, and I just wasn't paying attention to it. On to the next one. And I'm not really expecting to find anything at the ones in the safe shallows in this area, but I do need to go to them just to make sure I haven't missed anything. For instance, if there's a one-off piece of a stasis rifle, that would be incredibly helpful. If there's a random bit of garbage I can use as a decoration, that's actually incredibly important. That matters to me. Sadly, there is no jukebox in this game. I can only have so much fun decorating my house in this. The one way in which Below Zero is an unmitigated step up from Subnautica 1 is the base decorating. It's just so much nicer. However, the world of Subnautica 1 is just... it is simultaneously scarier and much more beautiful and much more open. And I am glad to be back in this one. Also, the sea moth is nice. The sea truck just isn't nimble enough. And using the sea truck as a weird sea moth Cyclops hybrid just doesn't feel good. It feels real jank and weird, although I do love the jukebox room. That alone is almost enough to make up for the rest of it. I'm really struggling to find this wreck somehow. It must be one of the small scattered ones. There it is. No, it's an actual wreck. Not a big one, but it is an actual wreck. Oh, this is the one next to the dunes, isn't it? This is the wrong one. There's another one northwest of here. I'm really struggling to find this wreck. What the fuck? Is this it? Oh, God, I thought you were salvage. I think there's a crash fish in here. Yep. A pair of them, actually. I just built this thing. Please stop. Alright. I don't think this is a scannable piece of a Cyclops. It sure looks like one, but it just isn't. I might as well scan the sulfur plants. I'm gonna have to scan a crash fish someday. I think the best way to do that is probably to domesticate one, let's be honest. Not domesticate, but raise an egg. I've already got this coffee maker, so yeah, we're already done with this one too. We've actually hit all of these in the past already, I just didn't realize it. Wait a second. I don't like that wreck location at all. But we're going to it now. Northeast it is. I think I'm already... No, I'm not at the mushrooms. I'm at the grassy plateaus adjacent to the mushrooms. I should be looking at this cliff face. There's lots and lots of sandstone and limestone along the cliffs leading into grassy plateaus. Or at least there frequently is. It's not like a guaranteed thing. I'm not even sure what it's referring to when it says that there is a wreck here. Not sure what I hit, but it spooked the shit out of me. This thing's pretty damaged. Let's just fix this. We're at the point where a couple of sharks, if they really wanted to, could just kill the sea moth. Now, you say there's a wreck. But what are you referring to? I know there's some moonpool spawn points around here. Is that what it's talking about? The moonpool stuff at the bottom? It must be. Because there's certainly nothing up here. But I feel like I'm moving away from where it said to go. I mean, I see stuff down here. But I really am not sure what it's trying to tell me. it's gotta be this stuff, because I know the area it's talking about in terms of, like, getting rewards, but it is a map mod. It's not guaranteed to be perfectly accurate, I guess is the real answer. We are completing a surprising number of Cyclops blueprints for someone who just built the compass. I don't know. Let's check these walls, make sure there's nothing embedded into them that we care about. This will be a fun way to lose my current only Seamoth to a Reaper for no reason in the pitch of night. I'm gonna say that's what it was talking about in Go. I like having my Seamoth intact. I'm gonna leave. I will make a point to actually harvest some of these resources, though. Like that. At least as well as I can manage in the pitch of black. Because this is ridiculous. Night is so dark in this game. I should have went to bed. I'm actually gonna take a couple of turns around through here. Just scan in these jelly shrooms. Or not jelly shrooms, these normal mushrooms, the mushroom forest. Because honestly, I feel kind of safe from a Reaper in here. The same way like a clownfish feels safe in a coral near a shark. And I know that you can have some various different pieces spawning down in the mushroom forest. I just don't recall specifically where. We're not seeing anything other than those two Cyclops pieces we already found, but admittedly, those finished 2 parts of the Cyclops. What more could you really want? Let's see how much exploring we actually did. Enough to feel like we did a lot, but then you look at the map and you're like, I barely moved. It's fucking terrifying over here. It's pitch black. I know there are Reapers nearby. That's good enough for me. I'm glad I got anything done. I think I'm going to start by skirting the edges of all this and just getting a feel for where the biomes ends. Actually, it's pretty close to time to go to the mountains. Do I have time to, like, go around the weird way? Probably not, honestly. I'm kind of at the mountains already. I can just do stuff in that direction. Once I have a full inventory of random trash after the mountains... God, that shit spooks me. Just seeing huge, open, sandy areas. I'm traumatized by the dudes. That's all this is. It's nothing more complicated than that. If I see anything that reminds me of the dunes of the crash zone, I just panic. High sand, low visibility, time to go. I should stop running myself over now. That is a pretty good tip for anyone. Try to run yourself over as little as possible. There are more resources here, though, and... I said I was going to stop doing what I was doing at 8s and immediately go back. That seems like a good thing to do, especially considering I'm hungry, I've hurt myself quite a lot. Fine. I'm going to stick to my guns, I'm going to head back to base, come back here. Oh, hey, there's just, like, a thing here. Let's do this real quick. There's probably a data pad in here. A log to listen to. Oh, there's actually not a thing.
Integrate.
What are you doing? You were gone so long. I thought you drowned. Put the flare down. I was going to try and attract someone's attention. That's not a distress flare. Stop waving it around like that. You'll catch the fuel line.
Well, they can't all be unlucky survival geniuses with great plans. Sometimes it's just a story of tragic idiocy. It doesn't make very much sense that I can sleep until sun wakes and not lose any time. In fact, you can't! Alright, fair enough. I was expecting that to be a game mechanic. Well, I guess we're missing the Sunbeam then. Let's see if we can't at least see what happens to them. Fair enough, I was honestly expecting the game not to account for that.
Picking up orbital transponder signature of trading vessel Sunbeam. Vessel is approaching planet's surface and initiating surface scanning procedures.
Alright, I can at least see the Sunbeam. Honestly, is this more terrifying if you miss it, if like you just come to the surface and look at it? And then that happens? That could be more terrifying, to be honest. We do miss their dialogue, though. Although, to be fair, their dialogue does mostly consist of, what do you mean it's a giant gun? We're gonna cut northeast back to where we just were, because apparently there's just a huge number of wrecks in that northeast grassy plateau. We're gonna hit them one after another. Alright, we made it to the grassy plateaus in question. I don't think I should need my map for this one at least, because there are allegedly just wrecks everywhere. It'd be more impressive if I managed not to find one, or at least that's what the map tells me. As I say all that, I am actually struggling a little bit to see the first wreck. Or just go up and look around and probably see it. Is that a wreck? No, but there is one in the direct opposite direction. I can talk all the shit I want about how hard it would be not to see the wrecks, but yeah, still very easy to miss them, even with the map telling me for sure they're in this area. And something I haven't been doing just because I haven't been in the mindset to do it, I've got CMOS storage again. I need to be putting stuff in that box. I'm sure it's fine. What's the worst a sand shark can do to me?
Blueprint acquired.
Aside from nuclear waste disposal, is there anything else here? Like, I legitimately am not seeing anything, which is weird. Okay, sure. I don't mind getting nuclear waste disposal, I just thought there'd be more here. What a strange wreck. At least we have some titanium out of it. And I guess we can fill up this other slot with other random garbage, eat these marble bullets before they go fully old, and continue on our merry way towards the next wreck, which will be due north. I think the giant one is the furthest north one in this area. There's one specific Grassy Plateaus wreck that I always remember that's just like an absolutely massive chunk of the ship. And I'm pretty sure it's one of the last ones in this region. Still not a full scanner room. Before we go down to the Jelly Shrimp Caves, I want to get a completed scanner room so I can scan for magnetite there. At present, we are very far away from that. Lots of metal, but not much else by the look of it. Isn't that a little bit weird? That's a little bit weird, that's for sure. Don't like that. There's something here. If you say so. What's hitting me? I think there might be a shark under the sand. I don't know. Tiger plants, yes. I figured it out. I don't know why I always forget those things are in this region. I guess because usually they don't do anything. Okay. That's enough here. I think that was a full scanner room, which is nice. I need to head southeast for a hot second to clear out a little bit of fog of war that I've left while crisscrossing through the zone. I may as well scan this for minerals, but it's looking like there aren't really any here. And I think I'll have cleared the fog by now. Northwest from here. I really like the murkiness of the water. It's at a very comfortable level for me. Not like it makes me feel safe, it's like it's the right amount to not feel particularly safe or particularly endangered. It just feels like, you know, sensible. Is this a wreck to mark a life pod? I don't know what else it could be, because, like, there's just a life pod here. Okay, guys. What the fuck are you doing? Why are you like this? The other one just ran. Fair enough, I would too. Bit of sandstone. May as well take it. I'm always going to need silver. Gold, not so much. Gold I will have in disgusting abundance relatively soon. We're gonna get slapped by a tiger plant a little bit for this, but I want it. Yeah, it's fine. Got a copper and a silver, easily worth the damage. Ow. It's getting progressively less worth the damage. He's an absolute sniper. I don't want to upgrade this right now. I want to go into my inventory and heal.
Bacteria levels in the water. Performing a self-scan.
Right, there are two wrecks here, which is... Yeah, I know this one. There's the tiger plants in here. Alright, I think the tiger plant area has, like, straight up nothing in it. It's just a prank. Let's do a quick check. Yep, it sucks in here. Alright. That's the extended checking that I felt the need to do before I was certain it's what I thought it was. Now, aside from scanner rooms, bioreactors, and sea moths, I don't even think there are other major salvage pieces you can scan in this biome. So I think there's no point even looking at things that aren't inside of a ship at this point. Like I said, get inside of a ship, you find cool things. Look, fighters, you die in a one knife hit. Who do you think you are? He thinks he's invincible with good cause. Very hard to hit him. I believe he's dead, though. Now, I'm going to open a couple doors here, but I'm not going to bother trying to fully explore this. I'm just burning some time with this oxygen tank. You know what? That's stupid. I can do this in one oxygen tank. Let's just bring the sea moth over now, as opposed to doing it in 2 trips. Guys, what's the point? Like, if you really want to, we can. Okay, they don't want to. Good, thank you. Sand sharks are just so aggressive. Let's repair this before someone somehow manages to break it and get back on to exploring this ship. I think we already had the full battery charger, but if we didn't, and now we do, we did. That's fine, though. Let's head down, I guess. This won't be disorienting at all. Oh, that wasn't particularly helpful. Let's head back to where we were. There's a hole right here leading there. Come back, there's doors over here. We don't have wall planters, I think. We don't. Good. I don't know what else I'd be looking for now that I had the battery charger. I feel like I've gotten everything in this area, but that's probably not true. Let's get all the wrecks. Let's just be doubly sure. But with the battery charger, I don't think of anything else as being early game in any way. I think of myself as having everything I should have at this point in the game. The lightweight high capacity doesn't matter much to me. Modification station, that's a thing I still need to unlock, yes. We've almost got it at this point. Is there even anything down here? Isn't this just a prank? Oh, there's stuff down here. What's in this? Vehicle upgrade console, very nice. And the rest of the modification station. That's pretty damn far from a prank. This area is great. And all of this is just going to end up being titanium. We're at 30 seconds left. My hair is mysteriously perfect for how deep underwater I am. Let's get out of here before we kill ourselves.
30 seconds.
Shit, where's the way out? Shit, where is the way out? Pause and breathe. Which way did I come in? I came in from over here. I can do this. Like, I know I'm safe at this point. I'm just fumbling and bumping into stuff. There. Okay. Almost got lost and disoriented and drowned in a big wreck, but we're fine. We need to swing east a little bit, rotate around the edge, and clear out all the fog of war next to this mushroom biome. I do really like the mushroom biome with the I&I changes to reduce the pop-in problems. Previously, like without any changes or modding of the game, the mushroom biome sort of just sucks because the pop-in in it is so bad that it just looks terrible. Oh wait, this is Kelp Forest. This isn't an edge. This is actually more beginner area. Right, I always forget this specific Kelp Forest exists. I always think that there's nothing up here. Yeah, it scans like all the way around here and it touches the mountains, I think. Yeah. I just literally never come here unless I'm completing the map. Like, how do you end up this far north in the Kelp Forest and wanting to be here instead of just pushing through it or turning around? And this will be the edge of the mountains, I think? Yeah, sure sounds like the edge of the mountains. I don't want to go that way. Saw the stalker, hearing the roars, just immediately assumed the worst. We're not near him. He's just loud. He's very far away. That's a stalker. Don't worry about it. Yeah, we're still south of the mountain. He's on the west side. I think the northwest side. It's nothing to be afraid of. He's just super loud. And yes, I am reassuring myself. I forgot to make a power cell. I saw my power being very low. I thought I should make a power cell. And then I didn't. Well, shit.
detecting massive energy signatures.
I'll take this with me, I guess.
Cannot identify.
I'll be back with you in a moment. Man, nothing works around here, does it? Hi, Twisteel, could you not? What is happening? My inventory is full. Oh my god, I can do this, I promise. It's fine, I'll just use the first aid kit so I don't get killed in the next shot. Put in the 0%, put in the 91. It's not complicated, fuck you, buddy. Let's give this radio a listen while I work on something.
Play partially translated broadcast.
Oh, this is wonderful. This is my favorite radio station.
Subjects designated. Mode. Hunting. Analyzing. Sharing subject locations with other agents.
Alright, I'm finally done building the Super Sea Glide. I built this little base up here. I built it much larger so it would flood, and then I got the pieces of it that were flooded, gave them power. I don't know why I gave them power, but now, if I were to unbuild this and then rebuild it, the base is currently flooding. Why does that matter? You'll notice I'm a little bit fast. If you leave a base while it's flooding, the game gets a bit confused about whether or not you're walking or running, so it just puts those numbers together and says that you're running and walking at the same time, and now you're very, very fast. The normal Sea Glide is about 10 meters per second. I'm not sure how fast this is, but substantially faster. 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. It's looking close to 100 meters every 3 or 4 seconds, depending on how off my count is. But yeah, it's gonna make this, at the very least, a lot less tedious. I'm not sure how often I'll use this, because I'm pretty sure that going above water breaks this glitch. The moment the game becomes confident that you're in the water or on the ground, it will go back to 1 speed. So, for instance, getting in my Seamoth, I'm pretty sure breaks this. Going above the water for air, I think, breaks this. I don't know, I'm going to test all of that in a hot second. But I do know that I'm not going to be able to reliably use this all game, nor do I intend to. Because Reapers are a lot less scary when you know for a fact you can easily juke them. And this is very obviously a glitch and not intended. But man, that sure was a fast 1,500 meters, wasn't it? Anyway, sick dolphin jumps going a little bit faster than usual. The game wasn't ready to load the mountain in. And yes, now we're back at the normal speed because the game's like, oh yeah, you're swimming now. There's no chance you're walking or walking and swimming, you're just swimming. And if I were to get into Seamoth, it would be the same thing. Should probably install this power source that I made though. Look, buddy, guys. You know what? You're not worth my time. You're not worth my time. I shouldn't be wasting my time dealing with you. Let's just leave. Absolutely go now. Now, what am I doing? I scouted this for scouting this edge. Cool. Unfortunately, it's looking like there's no chance in hell of this all being done in one video. So, I think I'm gonna end it here. Spooksville, don't like that at all. That's the floating islands. And if I had to guess where Gulper Leviathans live, that sure seems like a biome that could use a new Leviathan. Or maybe just a million Twisteels, who knows. We got through a lot of it though. We scouted everything except for the top left quadrant. We did a lot of wrecks today. Next time we'll finish out this early game consolidation, make sure that we're completely done with these 3 opening areas and move on to the mid game proper. But for now, I'm done. I'm Rather Incoherent. I hope you enjoyed the series. I hope you liked the episode. And if you did, consider liking, subscribing, and all that other YouTube shill nonsense that does actually help the channel out. And I'll see you in the next one.